the identification of security within the card data, which was information stored by the bank systems and networks, and he was interested in making sure, identifying ways in which they could be better secured to prevent unauthorized access and therefore potential fraud emanating from extraction of card information.
We already know that Dr. Wright left BDO by the end of 2008. Did you stay in touch with him after that?
I didn't stay in touch with him personally, but he contacted me. I did have a few of my clients who had previously used, or we had used Dr. Wright in supporting their systems access audit, and they had invited him back to look over their systems subsequently to that. So that would have been in 2009 and 2010. And then in the course of that, Craig Wright did contact me and let me know that he was working with those clients, and therefore there was some informal interaction in relation to the work that he was doing in that regard.
Did Dr. Wright at any time propose a cooperation with BDO on his projects and his work?
Yeah, I believe I remember a meeting I had with Craig Wright. He had already spoken, I think, previously with the head of IT, which was Alan Granger. He came to see me in my office and mentioned that he was talked to Alan about the possible support for systems that he was in the process of developing. Gave me a brief outline and thought whether or not any of our clients might be interested in supporting him in that regard. So he wasn't seeking anything. He was just seeing if there was any opportunities to engage with clients, and I was more than happy for him to engage with them, but I didn't think that they would be of sufficient size to be able to support him financially. But certainly I wished him good speed to make sure that he could get that system working.
Did you ever discuss with Dr. Wright Bitcoin, not as a concept, but the word Bitcoin? That was that ever?
That came up a little bit later. I think in 2011 he had another meeting with me. He was telling me a bit more about what he was doing with some of our clients, and in that conversation he gave me a coin which was around the size of a 50-cent piece. It was circular with the Bitcoin symbol in it, and he gave it to me as a token just to illustrate some of the work that he was doing in that regard, and with a general comment that he thought that in due course that might be worth a little bit of money down the track. Obviously the coin wasn't itself, but obviously the issue of Bitcoin was raised. That was about the first time that I had heard him talk to me about Bitcoin.
Later in time, it became publicly known that Craig Wright was Satoshi Nakamoto. He was outed by two tech magazines in 2015. When you heard of those news, what was your take on that? Did you believe in this, or did you not believe in this?
Well, from my experience in seeing Craig work within the IT systems that he was involved in, and in a couple of occasions where I was able to oversight what he was doing, it was certainly a high probability that he would be able to do what he was claiming to do with Bitcoin and the blockchain technology. His ability within that scene was far beyond what you would normally expect within an audit function. And somebody from the general audit, his knowledge of the systems itself and the background information of technology was extremely, I guess, significantly more than what you'd expect, and was not able to be challenged. He was able to do things that I wouldn't expect anyone other than somebody with a high degree of understanding of IT systems would be able to do.
Your take on this was this: is that is there any consensus about your then colleagues about all this?
Well, there was a conference in, and I've got the date, it was 23rd of November 2017. We were having a conference amongst mutual banks on the IT security and banking systems. And it came out at that conference just on the day before that there was an article about Dr. Wright and being involved with the Bitcoin and being the author of that system. And so that conference was mentioned, and it turned out that he was a lot of people who were there. He, when it was mentioned at the conference, quite a few of the people that he knew and had worked with were in agreement that most likely he would be the likely candidate to have developed the Bitcoin system and or blockchain. One of the main topics of that particular conference was to identify the benefits that blockchain might have in the banking system.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sinclair. I have no further questions for you, but please hang on.
Okay.
I don't have any questions.
He doesn't have any questions for you. There appears to be no more questions for you. Is there anything you would like to add that you haven't been asked?
No, I think I've covered all the relevant facts and information that I have around Dr. Wright, and explained, I believe if there was a regard for his talent, he would rank highly in terms of the opportunity for him to develop that system, and so therefore it's really up to I guess identifying other options as to who's otherwise challenging for that particular right to claim the success.
Thank you for participating. You are now done.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Bitcoin 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.